Hello again, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going over the terminal machine Skynet from TryHackMe. The machine is part of the offensive security pathway, and in this video, we're going to go over uh, the process of rooting this machine. So basically, the machine here says there is no walkthrough for this machine, but of course, you can watch. There's an official walkthrough here for the machine from TryHackMe, but the walkthrough is not comprehensive enough to cover all of the aspects and the details to get the root access. So in this video, we're going to go over that and achieve what we intend to achieve. So basically here we have the nmap scan. We have 22 for SSH, we have 80 for HTTP, and of course we have Samba server running on there. It means that we have shares and we have IMAP server running on port 143. So as you can see, we have many stuff to enumerate. Now, of course, we can start with the HTTP server or the web server, but before that, let's take a look at the Samba server, see what are the shares. So every time we see Samba server running or we see SMB running in the target, we try first to get an idea about the shares. So let's do a new tab. All right. So first thing we type sudo smb client -l and we take the IP address. So here we list the shares on the target. Enter there is no password. Okay, so without supplying the password, we get the list of the shares. Now two stand out, the anonymous and the Miles Dyson. So basically this seems to be a personal, as you can see, personal share, and this could be a username that we can use later down the road. And we have anonymous share that we can connect to. So basically if just we type smb client oh no, and we connect to anonymous. So we are successfully connected. Let's list all the files. So we have attention and we have logs. So let's see what in the attention. Got attention. Oh, okay. So I need to get the file. Okay, get attention. All right. So let's do split here. We get the files and we examine them. Get attention. So it's saying a recent system malfunction has caused various passwords to be changed. All Skynet employees are required to change their passwords after seeing this. Okay, let's go now to logs. ls. So in the logs share or directory, we have log2, log1, log3. Let's get all. Let's get the first one first and see what's inside. And log1. So log1 seems to have a word list of what appears to be password word list. Let's examine log2. So here cat log2, and it is the same actually word list, right? But they are a bit different. No. So cat log2 is empty. Okay. Get log3. Also, log3 is empty. So basically what we have got out of here is a list of passwords, and apparently we have a username here. So what we will try to do here, we will try to brute force SSH, maybe a web service down the road, but we're not finished here yet. So all we have here is the attention and logs. All right, so we're finished from the anonymous share. Let's get out of here. So what's next? Let's list the shares one more time. So basically we have Miles Dyson here, which is a share, right? Now, apparently we can use the word list here to try to find the password for this user, right? But I solved this challenge, right? And basically the password is not in the word list. But if you want to crack the password for the Miles Dyson, we can just use Hydra. So for example, we can include the Hydra dash L. The username is known, which is Miles Dyson. The password is a password list log 1. And of course, the service is SMB. So basically SMB, and we type the IP address. But it's not going to work. Or we can just specify the directory right away. So basically we take this and we try our luck. But it's not going to work since the password for this directory, right, is not in the word list. Okay, we're going to find it somewhere else. So as you can see, yes, it's not going to work like that. So clear, and we're going to do one more time. So right now my target is to get access to this share. So we get back with nmap scan, and we see here, let's get up. Okay, SSH, we can try again for the SSH server. Now let's head over to the web server. So this is kind of terminal. We can just search test, nothing is returned. ls, execute some command, nothing is returned. How about this? Okay, how about google.com? So it seems doing nothing, right? So the next step, when we fail to find something or find a clue, so basically what we do, we get back and we fire directory buster. So go buster dir-u-http dash w. Okay, dokie, so we have a directory here, squirrel mail. So let's get access to that directory. Let's see what's there. Probably this is the service running the IMAP. So we have a name and we have a password. So what do we do here, guys? As you can see, it's very self-explanatory that we have to crack the login form. So Hydra, but let's first understand the login parameters. So this is the form here, starts for me. As you can see, the method is post. The action page is redirect. and the name is login form. The parameters are let's check out for more. So we have the username as login username, and we have the password as secret key. And we have also another parameter, just auto detect results. The value is 1, and just logged in, the value is 1. So pretty much we have it here. So all we have to do now is to fire up Hydra and crack the login form using the password list we have just got. Okay, bye-bye, Cobuster. Now, Hydra-L, the username is from here. Password list is log1. Now the IP address of the target, and it is HTTP post form. And then we have to specify the other stuff like the URL, stuff like that. So we start with the door code, and we get back to the page. We grab this. Now you're gonna say, why you didn't grab the login? Actually, because the page, as you'll see from the form, the page is redirect, not login. So here you get the type redirect of PHP. Why? As you can see in the login form, the action is in the redirect PHP page, not in the login form. Although if redirect was not here, and it's according to the action, okay? Just look at the action and see what's the file controlling the login process. Okay, let's get back here. So then we specify the parameters. The first one is login username. The login username equal to user. So user. And we have to specify the password. The password is named as secret key. Okay, and it is pass. And we have also, let's look here. So we have this GS auto detect, and its value equal 1. Just log in. The value is 1. Okay, finish this. So next we type the statement that we get when we type incorrect credentials. So let's type incorrect credentials, test. What do we get? Unknown user or password incorrect. Okay, let's take this and supply it to Hydra, finish the double quote, and let it go. Username is Miles Dyson. Okay, so we have got access now, and we have to read the emails to find the clue that will lead us later down the road, and will lead us to the next stage. So we have Skynet, and we have here interesting stuff, sample password reset. We click on that. We have changed your password. As you can see, we read first the parameters. The subject is sample reset password from Skynet at Skynet to, we can view the full header to understand to whom the message was sent, delivered to Miles Dyson. So this is the password reset for Miles Dyson. Let's get back. We have changed your SMB password for after system malfunction. This is the password. So we take this and we get back SMB and we log in to the share. So here we have Miles Dyson. Let's take the IP. dash u. Oh, SMB client. Now the password. So we have been granted access, and now we have something meaningful to work with. So we have, access to the share dedicated to Miles Dyson. So ls. What do we have here? We have books, but we have here notes. So cd notes. Let's see here. In the notes, we got imported. So we can retrieve this file and view it here. Add features to beta CMS. Work on C100 model. Spend more time with my wife. Okay, so basically there is a CMS running in this directory. Let's find out what is a CMS, and the next step is to find an exploit for that CMS. So here, Miles Dyson personal page. Dr. Miles Bennett Dyson was the original inventor of the neural net processor, which would lead to the development of Skynet, a computer artificial intelligence intended to control electronically linked weapons and defend the United States. Fine. Now, what's in here for us? Inspect the page source. So here we have an image. We can inspect the image. Nothing else. So we get back to the old friend. The old friend is GoBuster. So here we specify the directory. Yep. So we have a directory here. Let's stop here and take this. We will be at the administration panel of the Coupa CMS. Okay, so what do we do here? We first try some default credentials. They're not going to work, but I am telling you the methodology. Submit, nothing works. Okay, so we have to find an exploit for this. Oh, what's the version? What's that? Expect. Let's see if there's something in the comments. Hiding in the comments. See these files? That might tell you something. Not here, but when you do something else. Okay, so no version. Let's see, search, exploit, Coupa. Yeah, only one actually. So we have the exploit in a text file. So we have to follow the instructions laid down in the exploit in order to achieve the objective, which is reverse shell, of course. So search, exploit, and we retrieve this to the local machine. Let's view the exploit. Way better. So this is the exploit, code injection, alerts. So this is where the vulnerability lies. Alerts, alert config field.php. And this is the reason that causes the problem. So there is, as you can see, include statement in the PHP code. The include means that there is file inclusion vulnerability. And here there's a request, and the request is made to the URL config parameter. So once a user supplies a file, whether this file is hosted on the remote target or hosted on the attacker box. This file, okay, is fed to the URL config, which, as you can see, is taken by the request here and included directly without any sanitization. Description: an attacker might include local or remote PHP files or read non-PHP files with this vulnerability. User-tainted data is used when creating the file name that will be included into the current file. PHP code in this file will be evaluated. Okay, so here is the vulnerable URL. The exploit works like that. This is the proof of concept. Let's try this. Oh, so this is the content of the password file. So since this works as also remote file inclusion, so we have to find a way to execute a reverse shell or include a reverse shell here. So we will resort to pentest monkey terminal here reverse or rev better. We don't want to make typos. Paste it, and now all we have to do is to change the IP and the port. All right, port 5. The IP. Okay, that's the first one. Now, what if you want to use Meterpreter reverse shell for this? What if you don't want to, if you don't mind about OSCP practices? So we can use msfvenom -p php. Now we generate additional reverse shell with Meterpreter, with msfvenom to get a Meterpreter shell. So this will look like that. Two windows. So one on the left, one on the right. Here we have the OSCP1. Here we have the Meterpreter. So this is it. Take it, terminal, MSF. Okay, save it. Launch Python server. Make sure here the console or the listener is working. Use exploit. Port was 4546, right? Okay. Okay. So now we have both listeners running. And we have the web server running. Now let's get back here and execute both payloads or both reversals. So here we specify the address of our web server. / and first let's trigger the netcut one. Let's see guys. Let's see. No, nothing, right? Now you want to work. Okay, so this is the first reverse shell. Now let's retrieve the second interpreter reversal. So open a new tab, and in here we type the name of the interpreter one. So this is the interpreter reverse shell. Now in both cases, let's on the right here spawn the stable shell. So we have here stable shell, UMI, data. Okay, and here of course get UID, data. All right. So what's next? Next is privilege escalation. The privilege escalation for this machine is not by exploiting the vulnerable services or not by exploiting misconfigured SUID binaries. Here we're gonna have to look for the cron tab. So looking at the cron tab is a way to escalate the privileges or looking for options to escalate the privilege. So basically on the left, on the right, we would type cat etc cron tab. We would list all of the cron jobs. So we see here we have how many cron jobs? Let me minimize this one. All right, so let's highlight this like that. Okay, so what do we have here? We have, seems like we have one here, 2, 3, or 5. But the one that stands out is this one. So this one runs every minute, as you can see, one, as there's a root, and the process is backup script located at home miles license backups backup.sh. So here, if you can just modify the script to work in our favor, we can get whatever you want. Since this is running as a cron job every 1 minute, right? So all we have to do is just modify it, no need to run it on your own. And here it is running as root. Let's inspect its content. So here cat So in interpreter here we can see the content of this. So first it spawns a shell, then it goes to HTML directory, it takes a backup of the entire directory, as you can see. Okay, so what do we do here, guys? What we try to do here is to manipulate the tar. And in one video, in the last video, I guess, or in the video before the last video, I did some privilege escalation by manipulating the tar command. So if we can here, now the tar command works or is taking the backups in the HTML directory. So if you go to the HTML directory, guys, and we create 2 arguments for the tar command to take into consideration. The arguments are checkpoint and checkpoint action, as we did in the previous video. I'm going to put this video in the cards so you can see it and see how I did this. So it's actually exploiting the wildcards in the tar command. So what we would do, guys, here, first, let's navigate to cd var HTML. So this is directly where the backup process is taking place. Now, what we would do here, we would create a shell of our own, okay? A shell of our own, not this one. We will leave this one as it is. We don't have actually access, or we don't have the permissions, the required permissions to modify on this. So we're not going to be able to change everything here. So we just exploit or find a way to manipulate this command that is working on this directory. So what I would do here, I would first pick up a reverse shell, okay, from the internet, from Pentest Monkey, I guess. Let's see what are the available reverse shells. Bash reverse shell works. Python reverse shell works. So let's type Pentest Monkey reverse shell. bash perl python netcat. So we can go over these and try them. I prefer using Python. I just, okay, Python 2 is going to be automatic. Okay. So echo, right? And then put the output in a separate shell script, like Python shell.py. ls. So we have the Python shell py here. Okay. Now what we have to do here is to manipulate the arguments. So as I said before, tar takes two arguments sometimes, checkpoint and checkpoint action, for executing the actions if it is vulnerable to wildcards. So here we type and here say dash dash, where is this dash? Okay, dash dash checkpoint equal 1, the first checkpoint, and the next one, oh, not separate, okay, will be checkpoint action, dash dash checkpoint action equal execute. What's the action? Now execute the shell, which is p shell.py. Before that, let's create the listener and see that LDP 4547 and execute. Now you have to wait for 1 minute to receive the reverse shell here on the left side. How about spawning 4 shells? The alternative approach is to, I'm not going to use PHP, so we can use this one, netcat. Of course, the IP address, change it. This time will be 4548. So here we would say echo to nc, right, shell sh. Seems like the Python one didn't work. Let me try with the netcat one. So I would first remove these. And I would leave the checkpoint one, just create a new checkpoint action. Touch. And we will execute the netcat one. I guess that was it. Did we forget anything else? No. Okay, so let's do it. And this one was on 4548, right? The port. The port. Okay, 4548. So here's gonna be 8. And we received the shell indeed. So it worked with the netcat, not with Python. ID. And this is the root access. So easy challenge, not so hard. Typical OSCP machine. Now let's go ahead and answer the questions. What is Miles' password for his emails? So we saw that the password for his emails was where? The emails password. I think I closed it, right? Or we can just view it cat log1. It was in the log file, the first password. What is the hidden directory? The hidden directory is this one. / hidden directory. What is the vulnerability called when you include a remote file for malicious purposes? Remote file inclusion. What is the user flag? The user flag. Well, where is the user flag? Do you have an idea? We can find this from, well, ls, or let's see here, cat cd home cd miles cd miles bicep. All right, cd home. Cat user.txt. Yep. What is the root flag finally? Cd root. Really? Okay. Cat root. And I guess this is the end of it. Okay, guys, that was about Skynet. See you in the next video.